Hello there and welcome to the very first Champions League preview. It is only a playoff game, but it's not only a playoff game because the playoff game, if we do manage to get through against Hoffenheim over two legs, we are then into the Champions League itself. It's not just a Champions League game, as some people are saying. It's going to be great to hear the Champions League music once again in a Liverpool-based match, but I'm not in it just for the music, and I love music. I write music. I've been in music for so many years, but this is all about how we progress, get into the actual Champions League itself, get past Hoffenheim, who will be no slouches. It is quoted by their manager and their fans as well that a lot of their Hoffenheim's chances in games come from set pieces. What are we very, very weak at? Set pieces. And I'm going to come on to that as well straight away because I'm going to try and predict the lineup that's going to start. Now, in terms of me going forward, I would say from midfield upwards of the pitch. I don't think a great deal needs to change. I don't think maybe even anything needs to change. I think that we did well. We were doing okay. Going forward, it's at the back that we were struggling. It really, really was. It was clear as day to see. You probably, for me, I wouldn't want to see Alberto Moreno. No offence to the guy, didn't have the best game, but I definitely do not want to see Lovren. Don't want to see Lovren in this team. I don't care what happens. I don't care if we played with a back three. I really don't care. I do not want to see Lovren near this team in this type of game. I really don't. I don't care about the heroics that he had, against Dortmund and that a couple of years ago. It's done. It's gone. Yes, he was good on those nights, and he does have some good moments. But when he has bad moments, they are catastrophic. I want to go with Klavan, like we should. I feel that we should have done, and it might not have done anything at the weekend when we drew 3-3. It might not have done anything, but I would think Klavan next to Matip is just a bit more secure than Lovren and Matip, or Lovren and anybody. In my opinion, if you put Lovren and Klavan together, that's going to be disastrous. It has to be Matip with somebody. Matip is brilliant. Yes, he has his faults, and he's not perfect, but he's miles better than Lovren, and I do think that Klavan right now would be a better option than Lovren. Let me know what you think of that one in the comments below. Otherwise, we may have other options, such as Joe Gomez, maybe. He might actually be our only other option unless Klopp decides on a massive miracle to turn around and say, Sacco, come here. Sorry for the past year. Get in this team, because I would love to see Sacco back in this team, but it's not going to happen. Not anytime soon anyway, not from what I can tell. We've still got injuries. Danny Ings obviously is working his way back. Hopefully he's back pretty soon. You've still got Adam Lallana, Daniel Sturridge, Nathaniel Klein, and obviously Philippe Coutinho and everything that is surrounding Coutinho at the moment. But I'm going to ignore that for this video because I'm going to do a separate video on my feelings and thoughts about that at a later date, because I want to make sure that things are confirmed before we do any of that sort of stuff. Anyway, in terms of the backlog, I want to see Mignolet still in goal, because I still think Mignolet will have it over Karius. If he goes with Karius, I don't know, I'm going to be nervous, and I'm pretty sure maybe that back four might be nervous as well. I maybe want to see Andrew Robertson get his debut. I wouldn't be disappointed if I saw Milner in there as well, though, because Milner is a safe pair of hands. He was really good last year. It wouldn't do a disservice to put him in there. But for me, probably maybe give Andrew Robertson a try. As I said, I want to see Klavan and Matip together. I don't want to see Lovren in this team unless he's on the subs bench. I really don't. Right back, I think you have to go with Alexander-Arnold. I just think that he's a much better right now as a right back than Gomez is. I think Gomez could actually maybe slot into the centre back position, but it's a young player to put in such a pressurised game. Yes, it's only the first leg, and the second leg's going to be at Anfield, but I just don't want to put so much pressure on that guy. I would keep it with the centre backs like Klavan and Matip, and I'd put right back Alexander-Arnold because he's performing right now. He's performing, in my opinion, better than Nathaniel Klein. That might, I don't know how people feel about that, but I just think his passing is better. He maybe could be a bit more physical, but he'll grow into that. He will certainly grow into that. He's got much more pace maybe not much more pace, but he uses his body and himself better than Klein does, in my opinion. And his delivery, crosses, passes are just so much better, and that is just my personal feelings on it. I think you'll still see Chan, Henderson and Wijnaldum in the midfield. Wijnaldum didn't have his best game against Watford, but I hope that he can deliver in this one. Otherwise, you maybe see Marko Grujic, who I'm a big fan of, and I think that we're going to have to be watching out for this season. I think he's going to be a really good player for us to, when he kick on, and he'll kick on into the season. If he gets a chance, why not? The only thing that worries me about Grujic is he's got a yellow card, possibly even a red card in him. So yeah, let's not risk that in this game. And then I think going forward, you stick with the same. You go with Mané on the left, you go with Salah on the right, and you go with Firmino down the middle. Things that I want to see changing from the weekend. The substitutions were a bit. They were a bit. I don't know. They were a bit flat. They didn't have the impact that they were meant to. And I think taking off. I can't remember who he took off. Did he take off Mané? Whoever he took off, they were the wrong people to take off. They really were, and it just kind of. It didn't go well for us after we made some certain substitutions, and I really can't remember who they were at the time, so apologies for that. But cleverer substitutions, and I want to see Solanke getting a chance. He did so well in pre-season, and I don't care what Carragher said on punditry when or whatever it was on one of the TV shows when he turned around and said just because you had a good pre-season doesn't mean you should get a chance. What's pre-season for? I don't know why I'm asking my cat. But yeah, what's pre-season for? Yeah, you're going to get some young lads in there. I'm not expecting like your Ryan Kent and all that lot and Ben Woodburn to be starting Champions League games. But eventually, why not? How else would you have seen? I'm not saying they would have the same sort of impact, but how else would you have seen Mbappe last year have the impact he did with Monaco if they didn't give him a chance? That's what it's all about, and that's what pre-season's about. We had some very standout players in the likes of Solanke. And I just think, give the lad a shot. I think at the moment, I still think he's a better option than Origi. Origi just doesn't seem to be clicking, in my opinion. He had a good few chances at the weekend when he was on the pitch, but it's just not clicking, in my opinion. I think that similar sort of positions, Solanke would have scored, and that is just my opinion. That is what I kind of want to see change. Liverpool have to come out and deliver something to the fans. It's not been the best start of the season, and to be honest, I've got to remember that we only drew that Watford game where we should have won it. Granted, we should have won it. We should have held on to 3-2. But we didn't. We only drew it. It feels like a loss. And it's got negativity around right now, especially with the whole Coutinho situation as well. That's not helping matters. Emre Can's contract doesn't seem to be going anywhere either. So there's still a lot of negativity around the club. So hopefully Liverpool can deliver us something tonight, and hopefully we can go for the win. Hoffenheim are going to be no slouches. I haven't done anything on their team, but I'm focusing on Liverpool right now because they are my main focus when it comes to things like football and the Champions League. They are the main focus, so that's where I'm focusing my efforts. I hope you've enjoyed this video. Let me know what you think in the comments below. Who do you think is going to start? Who would you prefer to start? And who do you not want to see near the starting 11? Also, any Hoffenheim fans that may happen to watch this, if you do, who should we be looking out for, and who are you maybe worried about from the Liverpool perspective? Let me know in the comments below. If you could, that'd be excellent. I'm hoping that I'll also get a full-time reaction out as well. 90-second review. I'll post it to full-time reaction. They'll post it on their Twitter and their YouTube. I'll leave their links in the description below as well. But I'll also post the 90-second reaction on my channel as well later on after the game. So check that out as well on both channels. Give some support to those guys because they've been really, really good to me, and I want to pay it back. So thanks very much for that. Hope you've enjoyed this video. Like it, share it around if you have. Subscribe if you're new around here. Thanks ever so much for watching, as always, and I'll catch you later.